Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Ted. Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, where did all my money go? Well, the same thing happened to me. You didn't overspend because you buy something expensive or luxurious. You overspent because you didn't know the difference between what you need and what you want. In this video, I will show you a simple way to separate need from want so you can save money without suffering and still enjoy the things you love. Let's get into it. Before we go deeper, the first thing we need to consider is the definition of what you need and what you want. For me, need is something that keeps you alive, survive, and be able to work or study. That means you cannot live without these things. For example, rent, food, basic clothes, or some essential devices. Want is something you want, you like to have, but it doesn't fall into the need category. In other words, you still be fine without these things. For example, a Starbucks every day, a new phones, new clothes, or some random subscriptions. Just by understanding the difference in the definition can save you a lot of money. But let's talk about why we keep mixing them up. There are three main reasons behind it. The first reason is the dopamine trap. Your brains love anything that gives you quick pleasures or convenience. What did I mean? Let me give you an example. Think about eating out and eating at home. Why do we prefer eating out? Because it gives you pleasure. The food at a restaurant usually tastes better than what you cook at home, and it also gives you convenience. Just think about when you're cooking at home, especially cooking on your own. You have to do a lot of things, from buying ingredients, prepping them, chopping them, cooking and cleaning. While eating out, you just order and wait from 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. So when your brain compares these two options, of course, eating out is more attractive, and thus the dopamine traps your brain choose the easy, quick, and happy option. The second reason is the marketing is extremely smart. Stores and companies today do a really good marketing strategies which make most of us blur the line between need and want. And you can easily see this when you're shopping. Just look at how they arrange their products and how they organize the aisles, the size, the lighting, and everything is designed perfectly to make you buy more. And something further, they don't sell products, they sell emotion to you. For example, a new phone isn't just a phone. They tell you that's a productivity tool, so you must have to stay productive. Another example is a skincare product. They advertise like your skin will look brighter or your texture will be smoother, and your skin will say thank you to you later. They don't show only products, they show how you feel if you buy it, and that's when they trick you, turn something a want into a need. And the final reason is the reward mindset. After a long day at school or work, you are tired. Now your brain say immediately, I want a reward, and that's when we spend the money really fast. The problem isn't rewarding yourself once or twice in a while. The problem just happens when you reward yourself every single time you feel tired, bored, stressed, or overwhelmed. Yeah, it's not your fault. That's how it works. But we can fix it. Now we move to how to distinguish of what you need and what you want, and I will suggest 4 ways to do it. 3-question test. When you want to buy something, please pause for 5 seconds and ask yourself these 3 questions. If I don't buy this, will something in my life become a real problem? If you don't buy this thing will cause you some issues in the next several weeks or months, that's probably what you need. If it's not, it's just something you want, and we move to the second question. Does this thing help me live, work, study, or stay healthy? If yes, think specifically how they do for your life. For example, if you need to buy a pen because you literally don't have any pen left at home, so this actually helps you in your study or in your work, and that's a real need. The last question is if I wait for 48 hours, still I want it. Imagine yourself 2 days ahead. Do you still need this thing? Maybe either you forget about it or you realize that you not actually need it. If you finish asking yourself these 3 questions and most of the answers like 2 out of 3 is a yes, so go ahead and buy it. It's probably a need. The second thing you can do is 50, 30 and 20 rules. This is a really famous rule. It splits your income into 3 groups. 50% for what you need and 30% for what you want. 20% left for your saving and investment. This way, you know exactly how much you allow yourself to spend on what you want consciously without hurting your future. Of course, you can adjust it depending on your situation. Maybe 40, 30, 30 works well for you. The point is spend with awareness while you can protecting your futures in some emergency cases. Third one is the 48-hour rule. This one is the improvement from the question number 3 above, but now you actually wait 48 hours. This is really effective, especially on what you want, and the idea for this rule is really simple. If something is not necessary, you can wait 48 hours before buying it. And something really magical when you use this rule. Your desire for the thing you want usually drops by 80 to 90% after 48 hours, or after 2 days. You don't even remember the existence of the things you want 2 days before. The final things I suggest is ungroup your spending categories. Most of us have some general categories like food, entertainment, or transportations, etc. And that's where we can distinguish of what we want and what we need. It's too vague. Think about food. Grocery and eating out are not the same, but they both fall into one category. Food. So you think you're spending on food, but actually you're spending on what you want. So break them down. Food can be grocery, snack or restaurant. And do the same thing with the other categories. The more specific you are, the better you understand what you actually need and what you just want. Saving money doesn't mean never buying something fun or living a boring life. It means that you knowing what actually matters and you spending intentionally. Once you understand the difference between what you need and what you want, you start to control your money better. So after this video, I just hope you can save more money by distinguish these 2 things. And see you in the next one. Goodbye.